And, this is where Kaliningrad comes in. As I like to say, there's 6 different flashpoints that are in effect associated with Ukraine and the frozen conflict that's coming. One is the Arctic, 2 is the Baltic. There's a lot going on in the Baltic that's very nerve-wracking as well. 3 is Kaliningrad, 4 is Belarus, 5 is Moldova, and 6 is the Black Sea. You can imagine trouble, serious trouble starting in any one of those 6 places, those 6 flashpoints. And given that we're not going to accept defeat and we're going to begin to continue to poke at the Russians and look for opportunities to take advantage of them, which of course means they're going to do the same with us. I want to understand that. They're not going to sit idly by. The potential for trouble in Europe for the foreseeable future is very great. It's a really depressing situation if you think about it.
And so let me just ask you in the last few minutes that we have here, what would make sense? What if President Trump woke up tomorrow morning and says, you know what, this is dumb. I'm not going to listen to Mark Rutte. I'm not going to listen to Emmanuel Macron, Keir Starmer. All they want to do is just make trouble for Russia. I'd rather make business with Russia. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to call John Mearsheimer and ask him what I should do next. What would you say?
I'm not sure there's very much you can do at this point. I think Trump could do a 180-degree turn, and he could accept the Russians' main demands, and he and Putin could work out some sort of deal. The problem is it would be almost impossible to convince the Ukrainians to accept the deal. It would be almost impossible to convince the Europeans to accept the deal. And as we know from listening to Senator Kennedy and Newt Gingrich and other Americans who represent the mainstream, getting the foreign policy establishment in the United States to go along with that deal that Trump works out with Putin would be extremely difficult. So even if Trump does a 180, which points in the direction of the optimal solution for shutting this war down, he may get out of the batter's box, he may get to first base, but getting around to home plate, I think, is almost impossible. So I think this is one of those cases where there just is no solution at this point.